Hey folks, my name is Pravus, and welcome to Homeworld 3, or at least an early version of it, and I am so excited to be getting back into this game. 20 years I have been waiting for a sequel to Homeworld 2, and now it is so tantalizingly close. This, unfortunately, is not the final release. What you're looking at right now is actually a publicly available demo that is going to be available during the Steam NextFest running from February 5th until February 12th. I've got early access to the demo thanks to the publisher Gearbox, who are actually sponsoring today's video as well, and a big thank you to them for that. I am very excited. If you guys want to learn more about the game, there will be that link in the description down below, and I would encourage you to try out the demo for yourself. I think it is a lot of fun. So what do we have on offer for this demo? Not a skirmish mode, we have War Games. This is the roguelike version of the game, and we actually covered this in a video back in September of 2023. Of course, you'll know all about that because I'm sure you watched that video and didn't skip it, because you would never skip one of my videos, right? Right? Well, if you did skip it, and shame on you, what you need to know is that this is a game that is going to have different levels where you're going to be building up your fleet, taking on increasingly difficult challenges, and trying to fulfill some big goal, while also getting randomized rewards which can change up your gameplay. And War Modes is especially fun in multiplayer. You can play with 2 other friends, and things get really hectic. Unfortunately, because I am playing in a demo version that isn't publicly available right now, I'm all alone! There's no one here besides me. That's fine though, you can really have fun even in solo mode in War Games, though I will emphasize this really shines the most in multiplayer, in my opinion. Alright, so in the last video, we really did an overview review video of how War Games is going to work. I tried to show off all the different mechanics and different strategies you can employ and give you a really good sense of what to expect. But I figure for this video, what I can do is I can really show you what a war game is going to look like from start to finish. Maybe you've loaded up the demo, you have no idea what you're doing, what to expect, and you want some sort of a guide. Well, that's effectively what this is going to be. So, first thing you need to do is choose your fleet. Now, when you first play with War Games, you're only going to have access to the Strike Craft fleet, and this is your starting setup of ships. As you play this game and gain experience between runs, you're going to unlock additional fleets. For example, I want to get the Reconnaissance fleet because these are going to have more interceptors and less recon, and I don't care as much about that. Also, different fleets are going to have access to different ships that they are able to build during the game mode. That is a change from September, so you actually have less options. I like what the Reconnaissance fleet has to offer, so that's what I'm going to do, though I will explain what you would do on the Strikecraft fleet as well. Then you can of course change what your ships are going to look like, some of the emblems and colors and so on. That's up to you. I'm happy with what we've got, so since there's no one else I can invite into my game, let's go ahead and ready up and get started. And here we go with our all-important carrier warping in right now. And of course the carrier is where I can construct all of my ships, very important for us. For now though, let's go ahead and more or less get this into position next to some resources that I know I'm going to want to harvest over here. Take my resource controller, click this button, and it's going to find the nearest resource node and start extracting. We're also going to take all of my interceptors right here, of which I've got 6, and start moving them forward over here because I know that there are going to be some enemies that are currently guarding this location. While they move, let's hit the build and research button, go over here and go to the bottom and build up 2 more resource controllers because we know we're going to want to harvest more resources. Hey, look, enemies! What I'm going to do is simply select all my interceptors and then hold down Control and then left click drag a box in order to say, hey, attack all of my enemies that are within this field. A lot easier than trying to manually pick out every single individual target, right? Let's also go ahead and start building up some additional interceptors. Grab a next resource controller, have them also go gather some resources up, and we'll be fine. Now, one thing about this particular build, we're not going to have access to bombers. So my interceptors are very important to take down enemy fighters, but then I have access to the ion cannon frigate, the assault frigate, and the torpedo frigate in order to take down capital ships and other fighters. Also support frigates for healing, though I probably won't make too much use of that. Let's go ahead and claim some artifacts. Now, what are artifacts? These are a special mechanic for this game mode that are going to give you some randomized benefit to upgrade your fleet and change things up. So for example, do we want to have Corvette Vulcans with rail guns, so they fire a lot faster but do less damage? Maybe. The Assault Frigate's Berserker pattern, so it does more damage but takes more damage, pretty strong. Or the Torpedo Frigates, so they have more range and torpedo speed and they take more damage in the process. Well, I don't know. I think the Assault Frigate Berserker pattern could be the right way to go. These things are very strong, but what's our second artifact going to be? Upgrade the Berserker even more? Okay, sure. Or Rangers recon damage. I'm not going to build any recon, so this is a no. And then torpedo frigate pacification. Increase the frigate's speed itself and damage and passive self-repair, but they do a lot less range. Bit risky, but I'm going to try that because I would like to also have some more of those torpedo frigates. All right, so with that in mind, what am I going to do here? Well, I'm going to go ahead and start researching the torpedo frigates. It's going to cost me 1,000 resources. You can see that happening there, so that's great, coming out of our pool up over that direction. Let's go ahead and move the carrier further forward. Interceptors all kind of hanging out over this direction. Where are you going? No. I don't want my resource controller going over there. Go ahead and gather Okay, they're apparently going this direction. That's not what I had in mind, but we can go ahead and send some interceptors over that direction. Never mind, we are being attacked from this direction. Hold the phone. Let's go ahead and clear out some of these dominance fighters that are trying to sneak up on me. Also, an assault corvette. I do not appreciate that. I do not appreciate it at all. But I do expect there to be some enemies over this direction. So let's clear that out quickly, and then go ahead and send my interceptors off in this direction to go ahead and take these guys out. Now, if some of your units get damaged, one thing you can do is tell them to go ahead and dock with the nearest repairing carrier, which is obviously my main carrier right here. So they're going to dock up real quick, and they're going to heal. A good way of salvaging some of your units to make sure they stay alive. Let's go ahead and also research the assault frigate. I feel like I'm going to need that for sure. These guys are great against enemy fighters. So we'll want some of those in addition to my interceptors, just in case the interceptors aren't able to do the job very reliably. And let's go ahead and start building up some of these torpedo frigates. I'm going to need at least a couple of them. Probably 5 of these and 3 assault frigates is what I'm going to be shooting for, but we will see. So we're finishing gathering up all of this over here. What do we have as far as some objectives now? Intercept some enemy transports. They're going to be entering over this direction, and then we're going to want to kill them before they reach their exit. Fair enough. For that, I definitely want to have my frigates up and running as much as possible. Guys, please get in here and take out some of these enemy fighters. I don't like them. One thing you can do to make your fighters stronger is you can research some upgrades. So, for example, the overcharge upgrade means for a little bit, we'll be able to boost up our weapon fire rate. Obviously, at an opportune time, that could be great. Like, for example, we're chasing these guys down. It'll be a good time to just go ahead and just launch a lot more shots, right? But, whatever. It's fine. Your units do actually have to dogfight in this game, so positioning really can matter. Sometimes it's a little frustrating watching them kind of buzz around each other, not able to get a good shot, but that evasive action is actually going to be very, very important for us. All right, we have our first torpedo frigate. That's great. We're going to build another. Let's get a couple of assault frigates up and running as well. I do think 3 of those is great, followed by a bunch of the torpedo frigates. Perfect. All right, so let's see. You guys are moving over this direction, and you should be gathering up the last resources. There are only a couple of piles available here right now. Transports are trying to escape in that direction. They have now entered into the fray. Okay. So let's move my ships up over here. I'm going to move my carrier in position to go ahead and start trying to do some damage. Tell my interceptors to dock up. We have a very brief window of time that we should be able to get a few repairs in place, but that could be great. You can hit your population button right here, by the way, in order to see and select all of your units. That can be very helpful. Tell my assault frigates to go on number 3, torpedo frigates on number 2, and so on. Just kind of have some hotkeys so my fleet is ready to go. And we'll just keep these resource controllers nice and safe. Get on an intercept path, and we need to take down these 2 enemy transports. They do have an escort, but I think with a few of our frigates in position, we should be able to deal with them. Now, in the Strike Force fleet, right, what you would start with when you're first playing out, you're not going to have access to things like assault frigates or torpedo frigates. You're going to have ion and suppression and support frigates, and that is it. You're very good at taking down enemy strike craft, but not very strong against any of their big targets. That's where you get access to bombers. I don't have them in this particular fleet setup, but you'll use them a lot in order to take on big targets. Make sure you get a few suppression frigates, some ion frigates, and so on. Just kind of do a bit of everything if you want. Later on, though, if you're playing with other people, you can work with them to say, hey, I'm going to go ahead and work on nothing but anti-fighter frigates. Can you please do anti-capital ship? And that will be a very effective strategy. All right, so all of my fleet should now be targeting these guys and trying to take out the transports as well as their escorts. We are losing a lot of ships in the process. Let's go ahead and start building out some additional interceptors to replace what I'm currently losing. That is all of the frigates I'm able to build. That's now done. So with this particular fleet layup, I'm only able to have 8 frigates in total. If we were playing as the other fleet type, we'd only have 5. So just be aware of that. You have limitations for how many things you are going to be allowed to build. Now, one thing you may have just seen right here. Look at this. All that red smoke right there. We launched a bunch of torpedoes out of my frigate, and they just got hit by some of the debris that's in the way. So you can definitely use the terrain to your advantage in this game, which is a pretty cool feature. Should be about to take out the last of the enemy transports. I just need a couple of my interceptors to turn around and take it down. There we go. As a reward, we get another artifact, which obviously we want to use in a way that's going to build us up. Recon, no. Berserker upgrade, maybe. Railgun corvettes. I think I'll just go ahead and boost up the Berserker version even further, so my assault frigates now can take a lot of damage, but they also do a ton of damage. Now that we've completed our objectives, we can leave. Enemies will continue to spawn in this location indefinitely, so we do not want to stay here forever. That said, I mean, I see a little bit of salvage sitting around here. I'm kind of wondering, could we grab some of this? There's a little bit more salvage to enjoy. Is that going to be an option for me? Can I go grab that? No? Not allowed? All right. Tell you what, let's go ahead and initiate hyperspace and move on to the second level. So, generally speaking, we're going to have the same 3 maps that we're rotating between. I think in the final release version of the game, we'll probably see more going on. But for right now, in this demo, it's just going to be the same 3 maps regardless, but the objective will change. So sometimes it's escort some civilians, sometimes it's take out enemy transports, sometimes it's take out high-value targets, and so on and so forth. So just, whoa, I stand corrected. This is a new map. Ho-ho, wait a minute. Woo! Okay, hold on. I just already was proven to be a liar. I have done a couple of playtests and went to the same maps that I did the last time I played this back in September. But this is new! Ooh, okay, me likey. Also, I think I see somebody defending some salvage down here, which might be an additional artifact or something for me to grab. I want that. I'll send the carrier to be an escort for my resource ships as they're heading over in this direction. We did just get an artifact. There we go. Let's go ahead and select that. Make the interceptors even better. Torpedoes do even more damage, reduce their splash damage. Or their speed goes up and rate of fire goes up, but their range goes down a lot. We already kind of lost a lot of range. I feel like even better interceptors is still a good idea. Let's go ahead and start moving in this direction. Now, I really want to point out that in this terrain, like, look at this. You can see, like, there are caverns and stuff. You can fly through all of this. You can try to flank your enemy without taking any damage. You can try to evade them entirely. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do. And that's one awesome thing about Homeworld 3 is that, ooh, is that my... Oh, that's a resource controller. I thought one of my frigates was about to die. That's one of the cool things about Homeworld 3, though, is you really can use the verticality of these maps in order to change things up in a big way. It's pretty awesome. It's the kind of verticality and stuff that you would not expect out of almost any other RTS. This game is very unique in that way. Looks like there's even more salvage I can grab over here, which I definitely want to do for another artifact. That can only be a good thing for me, I believe. All right, with that, upgrade with impact, more damage and speed. Yeah, maybe. Again, this and then the railguns. I mean, it really isn't a bad idea to make your corvettes fire faster, but I do think I'm probably going to go ahead and pick up the Berserker upgrade and just trust that this ends up being the right call. Perfect. All right, so where's my carrier? Let's go ahead and move up in a position to go over here again. I'm going to tell my units to go ahead and dock up, make sure they have a chance to heal. And then we're going to probably start moving toward the next resource pile in just a little bit. We're going to give my interceptors a quick opportunity to redock with the carrier, get a few refits while we gather up all of these resources. Obviously, your resources do move over between maps, so you want to be gathering up absolutely everything you can, but you also don't want to stay around too long and take unnecessary losses, because that ends up hurting your resources as well. Looks like our objective is to move the carrier into this location, and then something is going to happen. Well, that's just great. I'm starting to build up some of these railgun corvettes. They're very fragile, but they can do some pretty decent damage. I just want to keep these at a safe distance, and with an upgrade I just researched for them, they can do a triple shot. Very good for taking out huge targets very rapidly. All right, resource nodes are on the way. Let's go ahead and move the entire fleet over this way and get ready to protect them and trigger the next objective. And what do we get for our next artifact? Let's see, ion cannons, no. We've kind of accepted we're not building any of those frigates, so I guess my only real option here is to boost up my torpedo frigates a bit more. Some of those upgrades can be pretty impactful, honestly. The Berserker upgrades for the assault frigates, for example, is a particular favorite of mine. It does end up making these guys very strong. They can just do tons of damage. They'll take a lot of damage as well, but I mean, ideally, your interceptors are already absorbing a lot of the hits. Now, enemies will continue spawning, as you can see over here. There are these incursion points. You have some idea where they're going to show up. Looks like a civilian fleet just arrived that now I do need to escort. That is fine. I'm going to tell my carrier to just kind of follow them along, and then I'm going to go ahead and tell all of my frigates to also protect the transport ships, the Bukari, which we actually, I think, recognize from a previous game. And then I'll go ahead and move my corvettes as well as my interceptors manually to make sure they intercept targets ahead of time. There we go. Okay, so far my frigates are doing the job. They are following along, although it looks like the support ships are taking some damage. So tell you what, maybe we want to go ahead and be a bit more proactive than I've been so far. Go ahead and have these guys get in there, take out these targets. They've almost killed off one of these support ships. I don't like that. Stop it. Get them. Ah, we lost one. All right, well, hopefully we'll end up being okay. I have reached my population cap. I've trained up as many corvettes, interceptors, and frigates as I am allowed to have at this point. So, yeah, it is what it is. Let's just go ahead and keep these guys down. We have to get all the way to this escort point. These things are really weak. I'm a little concerned about their survivability. They're trying to hit me from behind right now because there's 2 incursion points back here. We'll pull back and try to get them. I think we are home clear. There could be some more enemies hiding down here I don't know about, but I think we'll get to the exit in time. So, okay, let's make sure we get back here and reinforce my main fleet. If you lose the carrier, you obviously do die. I saw a lot of red streaks there. Is that more enemies warping in right now, or are we good? No, okay, we managed to meet our objective. Perfect. Next artifact, what do we get? Frigate supports. More frigates? Yeah, less strike craft, but a lot of frigates. That's pretty good. Sure, why not? So now we can't rebuild a bunch of our interceptors, but I do get to have a bunch more of these assault frigates and more torpedo frigates. I'll take it. There we go. We see some enemy frigates coming in, but honestly, these assault frigates are intended to be anti-strike craft, but they're really good at taking down enemy frigates as well, especially with the Berserker upgrade. They just do gobs of damage. All right, so with 13 frigates then, yeah, I'm okay with sacrificing some corvettes and interceptors. I think this is going to be a great deal. We're going to wait for these to finish building, which should be in just a moment, and then we will pop into hyperspace before I can take any losses. Goodbye. Perfect. All right, let's get out of here and move on. Okay, is map 3 going to be different as well? No, this one looks familiar. Okay, I am recognizing this one. So this is the 3rd and final map of the war game. There are 3 reinforcement points where the enemy will keep spawning large fleets. We want to take all of those down. And since I currently do have a full fleet, we should do that. Looks like we're moving down this direction. That's fine. Let's go ahead and move the carrier down there as well for an escort. And then all of our units. Honestly, probably should go ahead and make a beeline for the suppression fleet and see if we can take that down. Yeah, so suppression is getting anti-strike craft, and then there's going to be anti-capital ships and stuff with the force projection bay, and I don't remember what the surgical strike fleet does. This is random, by the way, what enemies they're going to spawn, but it is always going to be a threat. Let's go ahead and move my interceptors down here, by the way. I'm pretty sure there's going to be some enemies that are guarding the resources. I want to grab that when my frigates get into place. And honestly, the frigates are so good on their own, I don't think I'm too worried about it. They should be able to take down whatever's over here, right? Also, let's not forget we should turn on some of the special abilities of the assault frigates. Reduce incoming damage for a short period of time. Now, that's going to be pretty good considering they do take a ton of damage. Alright, so let's get these guys in there. Let's just see how well these frigates are able to do, even if they are unescorted. We should be able to do an absolute ton of damage. Look at this. Look at this. This is pretty good. We'll go ahead and activate the shield plating and stuff. My torpedo frigate is going critical pretty soon. We're going to lose one of these. Alright, not a huge deal. And that should be it. Let's go ahead and capture this zone. It does take a bit of time to decapture this zone. You should be ready for enemy reinforcements to be hitting you back at your resource generation or at your carrier. There's an incursion zone right there, for example. That's going to be a problem. And also, once you finish decapturing this area, I believe some more reinforcements should pop up nearby. There they are. Let's get them into position, get ready to take these guys out. Waiting for that, waiting for that, waiting for that. Get them! There we go. It is an enemy attack frigate. Some of these guys are pretty dangerous, by the way. And there is going to be a boss at the end of this, just in case you weren't aware. That is still a threat. There we go. We've captured 1 out of 3 bays. Just need to do that again, so we'll have to move down here. Again, notice the huge verticality of these maps. Like, not only is it gorgeous, but, like, you really can't think of this as just like a 2D space. You've got to be ready to move all the way down here and actually keep an eye on what's going on. It's pretty awesome. Okay, looks like we have finished gathering those resources. We're ready to move on to the next location. They're going to head over here. I do need to take out the surgical strike fleet, but since we're kind of following our resource nodes right now, let's go ahead and move on to the force projection fleet next. You can hit F4, by the way, to select your entire fleet to make sure that everyone moves together. That can be kind of helpful. Actually, tell you what, I'm going to hold off on the resources for a brief moment. Let's just hold off on that, let the carrier and everyone else get together. And I'm going to tell my entire fleet to just go ahead and hop right down here to the surgical strike fleet area. We're right next to this area anyway. I feel like we should just go ahead and grab it. Also, my carrier's getting left far behind. I don't like the idea of having my fleet way over here while my carrier is still straggling behind. If this thing goes down, we're dead. And honestly, the carrier is not a total pushover, but it's not invincible. I mean, this many ships could probably take it down if I left it completely unprotected. So, yeah, don't do that. Okay, that's actually a lot of enemy ships that are starting to congregate and come after me. This could be a problem. I need to first quickly deal with the enemies that are spawning in right over here. We knew that was going to happen. Please deal with them as soon as they're available. Perfect. And then I need to get some reinforcements back up there and defend my carrier. The interceptor's going to be hard-pressed to take care of this. There we go. All right. Frigates. Let's go ahead and try to ambush them from underneath. And I will let my corvettes hold the point. Never mind. We actually just got everything. Perfect. All right. Just one more point to go. But that's a lot of enemies. Let's get them. Taking a lot of damage over here right now. I think I just lost one frigate. Tell you what, maybe we want to research the support frigate and just go ahead and get one of those built up so we can start repairing our stuff. I mean, it's not a big deal if I have to rebuild 1 or 2 frigates. That's not huge, but look how many losses we took this time around. I said that was a lot of enemies. I wasn't kidding. Also, my carrier's already down to half health. Wow, yeah, and that was not even a huge thing that was chasing after us here. We kind of got hit again. So, okay, with that in mind, where's my support frigate? We should go ahead and repair this quickly. Yeah, let's go ahead and select the carrier and say, please give some repairs, then also repair literally everything else. We can't afford to sit around forever because they're just going to keep spawning more stuff, so we've really got to go for this projection fleet. Ah, the enemy's trying to sneak up on me again. Yeah, they're going to keep doing more damage over here. Again, the carrier can handle at least a little bit, but these attack frigates, they are no joke. Let's go ahead and do the overcharge, make sure we can fire very rapidly. My interceptors are not great against that level of armor. That is a problem. Oh my gosh, they've spawned so many reinforcements over here. Holy crud. Okay, frigates need to be on the way. Corvettes, you can go ahead and decapture this zone. That's fine. I need the help. If we're going to invest this much in frigates, we need them in position, dang it. There we go, there we go, there we go. That makes a difference. Now we can take out those assault frigates. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of them too. They went for it. Well, some reinforcements should be on its way to help me. Hello, there's the enemy battlecruiser. All right. That is a big boy right there. That thing can take on pretty much almost my entire fleet. Oh gosh, we're going to hit from behind as well. This, all of a sudden, is looking kind of scary. Hold on. Railguns, go ahead and use burst fire. Take this thing down. Interceptors, get in there. Do everything you can against the battlecruiser. We've got to take that down. We've got to do it fast. Nothing else matters. Take that sucker down. There's all the Corvette shots. That helps, but look how many escorts they've got. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All of a sudden, I'm not feeling as good about our situation. This is a problem. Come on, everything. Everything we got. Take down this one target. Where are those dang reinforcements y'all promised? Is that it? Oh, good. It's a destroyer. It's so far away, it's useless. What are you doing way over here? Oh, my carrier blew up. You're kidding me. I thought we had this. Wow. Okay. And that just goes to show, if you're not paying attention to your carrier, yeah, things can turn on you really quick. This is not exactly a pushover game mode. Right, fun. Oh, screw that noise. I'm going in again, dang it. Good lord, I'm trying this again, and, wow. Okay, the longer this takes, the stronger they get. The threat is escalating as time goes on. And they are sending so much after me. This is a lot harder than what I played back in September, I can tell you that much. So there's the enemy battlecruiser. It's going to make a beeline for us. I got a lot of reinforcements on me right now. Oh my gosh. Hey, where's that destroyer you guys promised? I kind of need it right now, seriously. Okay, we really don't have a lot of time to try and clear out some of these reinforcements. I just want to make sure my carrier does not die a second time. Here comes that battlecruiser. I need everyone to get ready to seriously focus fire. Railgun corvettes, fire off every shot you've got. Interceptors, go ahead and maximize your fire speed. Go, go, go. Destroyer, what do you have here? A volley of missiles at the battlecruiser. Do it, do it. Just run, carrier, run! Seriously, everything I've got here, everything. I don't know if I can build fast enough. Hold on, let's boost up our production speed. There we go. Come on, come on, come on. We're so close. Get it, get this thing, get it. No, I don't think I've got enough resources still. I think we took too long. I can't believe it, but I actually think we're doomed. We can't beat this. No! Well, we might as well go out in a blaze of glory, but gosh dang. Wow! Okay. All right, let's try this again. Third time's the charm, they say. Oh, I think we're gonna get him this time. Oh my god, oh gosh, it can be done. Whew, alright, that is so much harder than it was back in September. They've definitely rebalanced things, which is a good sign, but whoa! It took me a bit to get used to it. I don't know if I got lucky with my artifacts this run, or if it's because I changed up my strategy. I decided to do a two-pronged attack and hit two different nodes at the same time, which may be the only reason I beat it, because I was moving really, really fast. I don't know. Regardless, I'm happy that I was able to beat that. Okay, I've got my mojo back. Aha! It can be done. So thank you all very much for watching this video. I hope this gave you a good taste of what to look forward to in the Homeworld 3 Wargames demo that is available on Steam during the NextFest, and of course entice you to give it a shot for yourself. Again, thank you to Gearbox Publishing for sponsoring today's video. I'm looking forward to the release of this game and everything that it has in store. Otherwise, I would ask that you hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, make sure you hit that notified bell, and I will see you guys next time.